Now it's time to go to our last speed talk of the day, which is from Lindsey Higgins, who's going to be putting out a call for experts to join the work that she is doing at Pivotal.
All right. Thank you so much, Alex, for inviting me here to speak with everyone today. So, yes, hi, my name's Lindsay, and I am the scientific community lead at Pivotal, and we are building a global community of ecological experts. So, very generally, Pivotal is a global monitoring and data analytics provider. And what we're working with is biodiversity and nature data to look at ecosystem condition. And we're trying to make large scale nature monitoring both affordable and trustworthy. And this is really so we can give businesses and markets the data that they need about ecosystem condition to invest in more positive outcomes for nature rather than just being purely extractive. So we're working with customers to understand, what kind of data do they need, and then our science team combines this with dozens of other factors to design a sampling plan, and then either by ourselves, by field technicians, or even local land stewards, we go out into the field and collect data using drones, cameras, audio moths, camera traps, and the data that we collect is then processed by our machine learning algorithms and verified by this global community of ecological experts. And this is so we can really accelerate and quality assure the data analysis from everything that we've collected. Working with experts is also a great way for us to improve our own methods and also our machine learning models themselves. So right now we have, I think we just hit 2,100 people who've signed up to be a part of this expert network from all over the world. And they're helping our team translate this data into insights and analytics that are, really easy to understand by these companies and ready-made for their disclosure and reporting requirements. So the experts that work with us perform annotation tasks on audio recordings and images. So from images, we're talking about mammals, plants, and trees. And then from audio recordings, birds, frogs, and bats. Everything with the exception of bats, all these annotations are performed inside the Pivotal platform that we're building. Bats are done using a software called Kaleidoscope that many bat experts are already familiar with. And the network itself, it's made up of researchers, students, even hobbyists, some field guides. There's no hard requirements on education level or training courses. The only stipulation that we have is that all of our experts need to pass a trial to verify their expertise within the particular species group and area that we'll be working in. So there are 4 steps if you're interested in working with us. The first is simply to register your interest. You fill in the registration form, you note which species groups and countries you're interested in working with, and then we keep that in our records until a trial becomes available. So right now, for example, we're working in Brazil. So we've been sending out trials and annotation exercises for South Brazil and soon the Pantanal. But as soon as a trial becomes available for a study that we have upcoming or currently ongoing, we will be in touch to send that your way. And then if you pass the trial, we agree on a rate, an hourly rate, and then you'll sign a consulting agreement with us. Finally, you can start receiving paid assignments. For every trial that you pass, you can receive assignments for those species groups and regions. And we encourage all of our experts to train for other areas of the world. So for example, we have some European bat experts who've also learned species in Japan to be able to work with those as well. And some of our experts also work with our science team on R&D projects. But I really see there being 3 key reasons why you might want to work with us. The first is that you get to make a difference. Like I mentioned, we're making it possible for businesses to ensure that what they do is good for nature. So we're showing them that it makes sense to their bottom line to contribute to positive nature outcomes. Reason number 2 is you get to advance the science. You're contributing to real world data sets, and we are building the fastest growing data set of annotated species level biodiversity data that's ever been compiled. And finally, you get to earn some extra income. All of our experts are paid for the time that they spend working for us once they've passed a trial. So if I have piqued your interest, you can sign up today with Talent Desk. That's the platform that we use to manage our assignments and time reporting. I'll throw this link into the chat as well, but I thought I would include it here with a QR code in case anyone wants to grab a picture of that. But yeah, thank you so much for your time. I've put my email address here if anyone has any questions or wants to learn more about what we're doing. But that's all from me.
Thank you so much, Lindsay. It looked like somebody in the chat wanted that link, so thank you for putting it up there preemptively. Are you able to give us like any hints about any upcoming projects or like species areas or ecosystems that you guys are gonna be like needing people for soon?
Yeah, absolutely. So I'm still recruiting for Brazil. Soon we will have work in Congo and potentially Uganda. I do think that's happening. I'm just not quite sure when. So, but I mean, we work all over the world. We've had ongoing projects in Portugal, the US, the UK. We have one right now in Sweden and France. So the idea is that we'll revisit these sites, on a yearly basis. So if like you pass the test for Sweden and you're working with us right now, in a year there's likely to be more work for you to perform there as well. So
It
all
looks
groups, all areas are welcome.
amazing. It looks like there's a question from Marconi. Do you want to go ahead and ask that?
Yeah, thank you. Amazing initiative, Lindsay. I just have like two quick questions. One is if you're somehow dealing with the differences on the expert in terms of validation, like if there is any way that you're taking that into account, like statistically, to understand if there is any differences on the
Mm.
validation expertise, and also just curious to also hear from you if you are planning to, or you guys have planning to share this amazing data set that you're collecting, like the annotated data set, if that will be available for the community at some point.
On your first question, it's something that we're kind of always paying attention to because we need to very early on understand, okay, how many experts are we going to need to recruit for Congo, for instance, and how many are likely to sort of not pass a trial based on, ones that we've issued in the past. So yeah, those are things that we're thinking about and monitoring and always, trying to find better ways to keep all of our experts in the loop because we want people also to be able to retest if they've studied up and things like that. So no, it's a good question. On the second part, um, it's a bit trickier because a lot of the data it belongs to the companies who hire us to collect it. So it's kind of, are they willing to open up that data to the world? And I mean, I hope so. I'm a big proponent of information sharing. I think it's super important, especially in an area like this. So it's something that we'll have to keep revisiting with customers moving forward. But yeah, that's kind of the best answer I can give right now.
You. It looks like there's another person with their hand up, but we got to move on to keep on schedule. So feel free to put that question in the chat. It looks like there are many questions for Carolina and some also for Lindsay in there. So go at it. Go crazy in the chat.